look at this long. Y'all see how cold Bondelina.
Ain't that close.
We are here for Ramsey's graduation.
Why you pushing me? They love you can just strap it into the book. They didn't say.
Touch me. Stop. Mom, don't keep touching me.
It's hers.
Imagino que le pongo una canción de SpongeBob. Que se equivoque.
And it's a lot of them.
Pero ayer no había tanto, o había mucho ayer. Mira, ahora se puso caliente, gracias a Dios por eso.
Stop moving. It's annoying because you're right next to me. Please. She keeps taking.
like, is he willing to get to the?
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, for us, they did. I sent them a letter with a link. I had to write the link out. They record this on YouTube, and it just shows it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please silence all cell phones and other electronic devices for the duration of this ceremony. In consideration of those around you, we ask that you please remain seated procedures during the ceremony until all soldiers have passed the reviewing stand and the conclusion of the ceremony is announced.
As the soldiers graduate, bless them and their families with your wisdom and strength during this time of transition. Bless the soldiers with a fiery passion to continue to be disciplined, trained, fit, cohesive teams ready to win our future fights. We ask these things in your most holy and precious name. Amen.
Please be seated. The purpose of today's ceremony is to recognize the commitment of the men and women you see standing in formation before you today who have chosen to serve their country as soldiers. This review is the last official formation of the training cycle. Not everyone successfully completes this difficult period of training, but those in formation today represent disciplined, motivated, physically fit soldiers who exemplify the Army's 7 core values: loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. They are imbued with the warrior ethos and display the tenets of putting the mission first, never accepting defeat, never quitting, and never leaving behind a fallen comrade. This is an important day, and these soldiers can take great pride in their accomplishments. To the parents, families, and friends of these soldiers, Fort Jackson extends you a very warm and sincere welcome. We are justifiably proud of them and are truly honored that they have chosen to join our ranks. Please direct your attention to the left of the formation. The units marching today from your left to right are the 282nd Army Band under the command of Chief Warrant Officer 3 Pick. Graduating soldiers from Companies Alpha and Bravo, the Battalion Color Guard, and graduating soldiers from Companies Charlie, Delta, and Echo. Identified by their distinctive headgear are the drill sergeants. These dedicated non-commissioned officers form the backbone of the Army's training center system, selected based on professional competence, leadership, ability, and years of service. These men and women undergo intensive training to earn the right to wear their distinctive hat and insignia. With the drill sergeant hat goes the important responsibility of molding civilian men and women into soldiers. The commander of troops for today's ceremony is Major Vernita Hansborough, who serves as the executive officer for the 1st Battalion, 34th Infantry Regiment. She and the battalion staff are positioned on the field. The reviewing officer for today's graduation is the commander of the 1st Battalion, 34th Infantry Regiment, Lieutenant Colonel Brennan Goldtree. On his left is Command Sergeant Major Jonathan Duncan, the battalion's senior non-commissioned officer, master trainer, and principal advisor to the commander. The commander of troops will now bring forward the colors and persons to be honored. Competence and commitment are the hallmarks of professionalism. The soldiers and drill sergeant coming forward will be recognized for their excellence in training and duty performance and serve as examples to all. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the national anthem. It is appropriate for soldiers in uniform and all armed forces veterans to salute the American flag. We ask our civilian guests to please remove your headgear and place your right hand over your heart as our national anthem is played.
Right now.
It's my right hand.
This. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. The soldiers most responsible for the training of these soldiers are the drill sergeants, who are carefully selected by the Department of the Army. The drill sergeant campaign hat and badge have been a stoic symbol of professionalism and pride since 1962. At this time, the drill sergeant of the cycle for Delta Company, 1st Battalion, 34th Infantry Regiment, Drill Sergeant Gabriel Rivera, will recite the Drill Sergeant Creed. We ask that all drill sergeants, past and present, please stand for the reciting of the Drill Sergeant Creed.
That is so
Lieutenant Colonel Brendan Goldtree and Command Sergeant Major Jonathan Duncan will now present the awards. The drill sergeant of the cycle is Drill Sergeant Gabriel Rivera.
We have 14 countries represented in this formation, from 6 of the 7 continents. These soldiers are the best America has to offer. On this field, we have the oldest is Specialist Clemson, 36 years old from Charlie Company, and the youngest is Private First Class Yiba, 17 years old from Charlie Company as well. We have parents in the formation, 57 collective children in this audience today. In the Punisher Company, or Alpha Company, we have Private Yi-Yan, who was nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize, and Private Robeson, who has 16 brothers and 4 sisters. I hope to see some of them one day in basic combat training. In Battle Company, we have Private Millen, who was on American Idol, and Private Lopez, who is nationally ranked boxer, number 1 in 2 states for 3 different weight classes. In Chaos Company, we have Private Bernal, who has worked as a barber since he was in the 8th grade, and Private Keanu Leo, and De Guzman, who are both free divers and go over 80 feet. In Demon Company, Private Suka and Private Yildirim both have MBAs. Lastly but not least, in Eagles Company, we have Specialist Ferdinand, who has 4 degrees in psychology, history, business, and management, and plays 3 different instruments, the clarinet, the piano, and the saxophone. Why did they volunteer? Was it a sense of duty, family occupation, or money for college? Was it a pride in their family, to test oneself, or to escape from a dark place? Whatever the reason, they now have one thing in common. They are all American soldiers. Since their arrival here at Fort Jackson over 10 weeks ago, I can report that your soldiers have learned to become proficient in the basic art and science of combat. They have learned how to get comfortable being uncomfortable. They have learned the value of teamwork and trust in themselves, their team, and their cadre. They face both mental and physical challenges. At times, they may have doubted their ability, but quickly learned just how capable they really are. They did this not by themselves, but under the watchful eyes of their drill sergeants and cadre. They did it as a team. Please join me in a round of applause for our soldiers, our drill sergeants, and our cadre. Basic combat training is a continuous assessment. We look for drive and determination in every soldier. You may have heard words like the hammer, the anvil, and the forge. These are single-day and multi-day field exercises that were designed to test not only how well each soldier learned what they were taught, but also their grit and ability to persevere in an increasingly rigorous set of conditions. In the forge alone, these soldiers covered over 30 miles on foot, ending with a 10-mile road march carrying 30 to 40 pounds of equipment on their backs. All successfully completed a series of arduous tests, proving their technical and tactical competencies to join our ranks in a profession of arms. Nothing was given to them. They had to earn it, and they did earn it. So now what? Some will go on to be helicopter mechanics, others will be intelligence analysts, some will be religious affairs specialists, and others communicators. Some will handle finance and play in the Army band, or become logisticians. Maybe some will join our nation's Special Operations Forces. It doesn't matter their MOS or military occupational specialty is. They are part of the greatest volunteer army the world has ever known. So, to the soldiers on the field, we are proud of you. You are our future, and without you, we have no army. Without you, we are incapable of promoting peace through a strong national defense. However, with you, our future is bright. Ladies and gentlemen, though the night is still cold and the wolf is still out of our door, we should all rest comfortably knowing that our future is safe. Those who stand before you represent the best of America. Thank you for celebrating today with us, and and may God bless the United States of America. Always forward, strike strong, and just like we practiced yesterday, victory starts here.
Today's soldier is above all a warrior, adaptive, confident, and competent. As a soldier, you are totally committed to the warrior ethos, grounded in Army values, and determined to destroy enemies of the United States of America and her allies. The United States Army Soldiers Creed embodies this commitment. For the soldiers on the field, the uniform you wear at this moment is more than an outward display of your vocational choice. Your uniform is a symbol of a nation, and an unspoken assurance to all who see you that you are a willing and able protector of the freedoms fought so arduously for by all who have gone before and those who will bravely come after. You have become what you set out to be, a soldier in the United States Army. The Soldier's Creed is your declaration of your unshakable commitment to the ideals this nation was founded upon and will continue to guarantee. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as Private Second Class Bryce White leads the soldier standing before you through the reciting of the Soldier's Creed. Please be seated. In consideration of those around you, we ask that you please remain standing in the bleachers until all soldiers have passed the review and stand, and the conclusion of the ceremony is announced. As you're approached by the American flag, it is appropriate to rise and remain standing until it is passed to your right. The 34th Infantry Regiment was assembled on July 15, 1916 in the Regular Army in El Paso, Texas. Its initial mission included guard duty on the Mexican border and the training of National Guard units. The 34th Infantry Regiment arrived in France on August 27, 1918. In October of 1918, the regiment received Battle Honors Lorraine for actions for their support of the 7th Infantry Division. After World War I, the 34th Infantry Regiment became the very first modernized infantry regiment in the United States Army. The regiment moved to Fort Jackson, South Carolina on 10 July 1940. En route to the Philippines on 7 December 1941, the regiment was diverted to establish the Hawaiian Island defenses. In June 1943, the regiment participated in the Hollandia airborne seizure, as well as the attack on Biak Island. The 34th Infantry Regiment was chosen to spearhead the liberation of the Philippines. During the Battle of Leyte, the unit participated in a series of bloody battles for 75 continuous days. Most notable was their use of hand-to-hand combat at Chile Ridge, while behind enemy lines for 3 weeks. The regiment's nickname, Leyte Dragons, and the motto of the infantry, "Follow me," denotes their valor during this time period. In January 1945, the 34th Infantry Regiment made its second beachhead assault in the Philippines on the island of Luzon. Fox Company suffered more than 90 casualties in one day. Days of bitter fighting, with legendary acts of individual heroism, were required to accomplish this mission. The 34th Infantry Regiment was later chosen to assault the island of Caligula and seize Millington Hill. They destroyed the enemy and held the hill, despite the significant cost of lives during the battle. The 34th Infantry Regiment led the Mindanao campaign and was reassigned to Japan at the conclusion of World War II. 7th to 8th July 1950, 34th Infantry
Oh, I
Regiment
see him.
encountered
Look
a
how they
rebellion
cool.
while fighting in Germany. Once
He's
again, the use of hand-to-hand combat helped them to emerge as a victor.
in the back, right there. Next to the dark-skinned boy.
The 34th Infantry
I see him.
Regiment fought a second major guerrilla action in Vietnam, 1950 July 1950.
There go my boy.
Forces, 34th Infantry Regiment siding with the United States. United States.
I can see the way he's marching. Yeah. I can tell the way I'm
The 282nd Army Band is commanded by Chief Warrant Officer 3, Daniel Pitt. The drum major is Sergeant Nigel Brown.
I'd go tell mommy.
Él está en el tercer grupo.
Alpha Company is commanded by Captain Philip Hartman from Suffolk,
En el cuarto
Virginia.
grupo.
Yeah. There he goes. He's right there.
First platoon is led by First Lieutenant Ramon Wilkins
Go,
and trained by First Sergeant Jennifer
Look at
Ballard.
my baby right there. That's my baby. He's so serious.
Second platoon is led by Senior Drill Sergeant Edward Martinez
go.
from Burlington, North
Left.
Carolina, and trained by Drill Sergeant Jonathan DeBay from West Milford, New Jersey.
That's my baby.
Third platoon is led by Senior Drill Sergeant Juwan Roberts from Indianapolis, Indiana, and trained by Drill Sergeant Megan Bradley from Maysville, South Carolina. Fourth platoon is led by Senior Drill Sergeant Travis Klotz from Salt Lake City, Utah, and trained by Drill Sergeant Cody Barner. First Sergeant of the rear formation is First Sergeant Jose Ceja from Los Angeles, California.